Wow, I think you're like a superhero or something.
We all are superheroes.
Thank you for that. Oh my goodness, I want to be like you. Okay, so for those who aren't familiar with mountain climbing, what are the 7-second summits?
Yeah, they're the second highest point on each of the 7 continents. So for North America, we have Mount Logan. South America, we have Ojos del Salado. Mount Kenya for Africa. Dik Tau for Europe. K2 for Asia. Mount Townsend for Australia, and then Mount Tyree for Antarctica.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you climbed?
I climbed them.
She climbed them, y'all. And this challenge started by your son?
Oh, friends, let me tell you. I was in a horrific car crash that luckily I walked away from. And yes.
Oh my God.
And so here I am trying to make the most of this life because we don't get to choose when we die, but we sure get to choose how we live. Right? So here I am in 2020, I was turning 40. So like, I'm gonna climb a mountain for my 40th birthday. I was training for a mountain named Mom-of-7. Well, 2020 happens, COVID happens, so I'm a homeschool teacher to 7 children. And one day, one of my little guys is struggling with his math homework. So I'm doing that parent pep talk that we do. We do hard things. You've got this, buddy. And he looks at me and he goes, if we do hard things, why are you climbing a mountain called I'm a Dumb Blonde instead of a real mountain like Mount Everest? Mom-of-7, honeys, not I'm a Dumb Blonde, okay? So I took on the challenge of Everest, and my coach upped it to this 7-second summit quest, because it would be a way to show women around the world that we are capable of whatever we set our hearts to.
Man, and did you do that? Oh my God. Okay, so tell us, what does it take to prepare for a climb?
Oh, it's a lot, right? Because it's not just the physical aspect, it's the mental aspect too. But on a weekly basis, I'd be dedicating about 20 hours a week to physical training, sometimes doing 6 hours back to back hiking so that my body was able to handle these crazy environments.
Oh my goodness, wow. Okay, wow, this blows my mind. And you're a mother of 7.
I am.
How do you balance, you see what I mean, superhero? How do you balance that in training and the climbing?
Right, so kids first,
Yes.
because they're gonna grow up, so I have to put them first, but then I also have to demonstrate how we balance lives and needs that we have ourselves. So I was that mom at a soccer practice with the 12-inch step, doing step-ups, cheering my son on to get that goal. I'm that mom that parks at the top of the parking ramp so that I can do the steps all the way up and down just to get those little pieces here and there that actually add up to quite a bit.
Getting it in where you can, like we all do, right? Yes. Make it work. People say, how you figure it out, and you get it done. What are some of the obstacles you faced?
Oh, I mean, everything, right? So we had that fear. On one of the mountains, it was so cold, we had to turn around because they were afraid that we wouldn't be able to melt snow to turn it into water, which would rehydrate our food. So one mountain I had to turn around because of that. Another mountain when we were climbing, there was an avalanche that took out one of my team members.
Sorry to hear that.
Which was horrible, and I had a choice to either continue to climb or to turn back around. I was like, friends, people over peaks. I'm going down to take care of my people. This peak will always be here. And that's a lesson I carry in everything I do, making sure that I'm showing up as a good person.
Yes. Well, looking back, do you have any aha moments from being on the mountain?
Yeah, you know, here's one of the things I learned. Being kind to myself makes me stronger.
Yes.
Yeah, you know? And then also just having a plan that allows you to make decisions. Is it bringing me closer to my goal or is it bringing farther from my goal? And then allowing that to adjust because things happen and we still want to get there, but it might look a little different than what we originally set out to do. And then also understanding your team matters.
Right.
So I'm this little peanut. I couldn't bring other little peanuts on my team. I needed these big, strong people to be able to carry things that I couldn't carry. And just knowing who you are and celebrating your strengths and hiring out those weaknesses.
Yeah. Wow. So you learn a lot of things as you go and you take it with you in your life while you're climbing. Does it give you inner peace and you have time to like think and reflect at all when you're there, when you're climbing?
Yeah, you know, that's so beautiful to be out in those mountains and just remember how small we are. I mean, we all contribute to this world, but it's so much bigger than just you or I. And so when you're in those big environments, you just remember how precious life is and how important our pursuits are, because it makes more possible for all of us.
Come on, you better speak. I gotta say this and say it right. You conquered 7 mountains on 7 continents while raising 7 kids. What is next? Right?
One of the things we need to learn to do to be present in these moments is to celebrate what is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is my season of rest. This is my season to not be highlighted in climbing mountains. This is my season to show my family and those around me that we're not always on, that sometimes we need to recover and recharge our batteries, and that's just as beautiful as the other pursuits that we take on.
Oh my God, I will take that for myself. You are a gem. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.